Hi, I'm Daniel Sawblade.
And I'm Cartoon Ryan.
Today we're going to talk about the Savage Sword of Conan number 12 and number 222. And we're going to do a flip through and comparison and review.
Cool. Let's do it.
So today we talk about these Savage Swords of Conan, featuring one of my favorite artists, comic book artist John Buscema. And besides Frank Frazetta, he's the perfect Conan artist.
Yeah, I agree.
And the reason I'm talking about these two is they're not really connected in any way other than the fact that John Buscema drew them both, but he inked himself on one, and the other is just an example of Alfredo Alcala inking over his work. And a lot of Conan, Savage Sword Conan fans are familiar with Alcala over Buscema inks. It's pretty prominent stuff and well known. But I read somewhere, and I wish I could remember, but couldn't find or think of it in time for this review. But I had read that John Buscema did not really care for Alcala's inks, which is amazing to me because I think it's one of the most beautiful combos ever in comics. And it also puzzles me because John Buscema was a big enough name to to kind of just refuse things if he didn't like them. So I guess he liked them enough to where he didn't want them booted off the book. Or I'm not sure how much control he had, but I know he had enough pull to decide what he was going to work on at this point. So there's, I think, about a 20 years difference between these two. This is 94, and this is him retelling or redoing a story that was originally, I think, in Conan, the comic book, just Conan the Barbarian, number 1, with Barry Windsor Smith drawing it. This is him redoing that story. So that's another interesting thing. In fact, Cartoonist Kayfabe did a side-by-side of the Barry Windsor Smith story and the Buscema one. But on this one, we're just comparing inking styles.
Yeah.
And what Buscema had in his mind for his work versus what Alcala did. And he put a lot of his spin on it. To me, though, you could still tell it's Buscema, but at the same time, he put so much of his own style to it. Alcala did, which could also make it its own stuff too.
Yeah,
it's really bizarre, but cool at the same time. I just like comparing and looking at things like this, and I know a lot of art geeks do as well. That's why we have this channel.
Definitely.
So let's just start here. This is a really good example of how Buscema inks his stuff, or normally when you see a good inker even not doing what Alcala does on Buscema's work, this is how it translates. He's that good of a penciler and just drawer in general. I mean, so let's see. Let's flip here. All situated. I need to get to a good. Just here alone, you can tell the linear quality of these two faces.
Yeah.
Here's a good example.
Yeah.
Besides Alcala, here's Buscema.
So with just to point out on just me looking at it, look at the hair right here, and then look at the hair there, and
More
look
highlights.
more highlights. A lot more depth going on. Like with Buscema, it's really the classic style, the big, bold, almost Kirby-esque. Like,
It is.
Just boom, there's the black, there's the white, and that's all you need.
This is definitely more illustrative.
Yes.
So this is how he would ink himself in the 70s. This is the 70s. This is 94.
Mm-hmm.
This when he drew this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're seeing like another thing that's present that's not really shown in this work is the hatching.
Yeah.
The really tight hatching that creates those grays. You don't really see it in this
Not
stuff.
much. You don't see much hatching, if at all. Really, you see a lot of lines, but
Well, you see hatching like that.
yeah, right there. But it's kind of single line. It's not cross. Not a lot of it is.
Well, this is single line too,
Yeah.
but it's really tightly done. Like it's closer together.
Yeah, there's not big gaps.
Right.
Yeah. I like both styles, but yeah, you can see the contrast though, big time.
Yeah, and I think it was interesting just to point out. And another thing I wanted to point out. As detailed as that is, that's undeniably a John Buscema Conan face.
Mm-hmm.
Undeniable.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with this.
Yeah.
He didn't lose that
It's
facial structure.
That's what I was about to say. It's the same facial structure. There's just more depth with it.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
He had a lot more, crevices and contours on the face.
Again, just beautiful work here by both artists, but
Yeah.
Alcala is really bringing it. Again, look at this hatching on this face.
Yeah. That's
just
so
incredible.
So nice. I mean, you get
You
it.
could zoom in on that,
Yeah.
just particular part, just to show people. Anyway, there's a shit ton of lines in that face,
Yeah.
and it looks amazing because
Yeah.
when you put that many lines on a face,
Mm-hmm.
you got to damn well know what you're doing for it to come out this way, in the sense where there's depth, there's light and shadow,
We're adding dimension to the character.
right.
It's not the flat. And there's, like I said, I love this style.
I do too.
I love it, but I mean, look at this though. That close up.
Well, here we go again. We can look at it here in this face.
Yeah.
There's lines to indicate the texture in the beard and mustache.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Yeah, you really see it.
But look here.
Yep.
He's not doing that in that face. Just to create the gray tones.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really cool to see
let me
the.
flip more here, see if we can find something comparable.
It's really cool to see like that line work like that because it's so tight and close together. Those lines are, and that's what makes it pop out more and add dimension.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just trying to find here. See if we could get into some structures or any kind of buildings. I don't think we. No. But anyway, here again, the amazing line quality.
Mm-hmm. Really does make those structures pop, though. I mean, look at that. It really does look like gray tone shadows when you just look at it from far off.
Yeah, and this is a comic. This
Yeah.
isn't.
That's what's unreal to me. The amount of work that goes into these comics. man,
Here's a good
from back then.
Here's a good example. Put in this another focus on faces here because that's what we're doing. Let's see if I can find. Look at this girl's face.
Just attach.
Well, I'm just getting it
There you go.
situated where I can.
Yeah.
Look at that girl's face.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at this one.
Yep.
This is just.
This looks.
Doesn't indicate any kind of like. Which is fine. But just for example, there's no real light source here.
Mm-mm.
Look at this. Extreme light source.
This book compared to this one, this looks like comic book art. This almost looks like a still shot from a movie.
It's real illustrated.
Because yes,
it's more illustration.
Yeah, I mean you see the facial structures all the way.
And here again, look at this face compared to this one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That versus that. Yeah, Daniel, we get it. There's more lines, but when you look at it,
it's all about the lighting.
And it's like what intrigues me about this comparison is, like I said, I know for certain I can't remember where he was not too happy with Alcala, and also too, Alcala did his own pencils and inks, which is a whole different animal. I think he was way stronger with his inks than he was with his pencils, but they weren't terrible at all. I have some issues of Conan that he drew himself and inked, which are great. But again, anyway, let's get to kind of diving into this more. And I just want to share with everybody. Anyway, this panel here we go again with these close together hatching lines to create those grays.
Yeah.
Which, sometimes can muddy something up if you're not careful.
Yeah, really? I mean, it really can. I
also like the contrast of the hatching in this horse compared to what's in this building.
Yeah.
Looser, broader strokes, probably done with a brush versus a pen right here.
And that's what makes him stand out, though.
Yeah.
Switching it up like that. It doesn't get lost and get muddy, like you said.
I don't know if this was a monthly schedule. I think it was, or bi-monthly. I don't remember when I was buying them off the stands for sure, because I was at the but to achieve this level of detail.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's just, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's so...
Alfredo Alcala.
So amazing.
And John Buscema,
yeah.
Folks. That's just a power combo.
Yeah, it's undeniable.
Look at this panel here. That's so strong. The shape of that running horse with the figure and the robes. And then again with the tight line work to get that.
I mean, and just look at the details of the surrounding stuff, like that rug. Look at that rug and the throw on top of the bed and then the guy. I mean, that's just all the detail. Look over here.
It's beautiful.
The walls of the castle. God, dude, I can't comprehend it, how detailed everything is. Really good angles, too. Like this one right here. Look at that. You're kind of a top-down view.
He was a master at
cinematic,
getting in the close-ups and angles with these figures. Look at it on top of this castle wall.
Yeah. That is so awesome. Dude looking like Jafar on Aladdin. Yeah, that dude, look at that, eating like a big turkey leg or whatever.
It's just really, really good.
Oh, it really is. I mean, it's almost looks like it's etched in some instances, like engraved or something.
You can't beat a classic bar fight in a Conan comic. There, you know, he's in some tavern here, and then busts out with like a Samari. Look at that. That's literally something you would see in Creepy or Eerie magazine. That's like something out of a horror book.
Yeah,
look at the clouds over that moon really and that tower.
That's the thing with Conan, and there's always a tavern fight. His winches and and him being captured some kind of way in a cage. He's always caged up some kind of way. He gets captured by
or dungeon.
Dungeon. Yeah, always.
This is so brutal looking.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah, it does have that horror feel to it, like you're saying.
Well, Creepies and Eerie's from the 70s as well were also magazine size black and white. I love that era of comics so incredible. Much.
Yeah, it's...
Look at that.
Definitely not done like this much anymore.
We got to bring it back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to. There's still good stuff out, though. But you just got to look for it. Yeah, that's
really cinematic.
It is. Yeah, that's what I keep looking at. It's just, it really is like you're watching a movie, man. All these different scenes.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that composition.
Yeah. Yeah, it really feels like you're looking at some old black and white movie. It's just freeze frames from it.
The fucking robes on that.
Oh, and then all this down here too. Look at that.
His facial expression here is really powerful because you feel that, he's got his nose bleeding. Mm-hmm. It's like his, man, he just got smashed. And you really, feel it through that facial expression. Look at the back muscles here.
Yeah. Such great shadow work and lighting.
The composition. Great panel layouts. Yeah. Simple panel layouts, but with really epic, drawing inside them. Mm-hmm. You don't need much with the panels. Just put everything into the art, you know?
Yeah. Man. That is some dynamic stuff, dude.
Yeah, I love it.
The use of the shadows is what does it for me.
Yeah. And I got to attribute most of that with Alfredo Alcala's inks. Mm-hmm. He not that Buscema can't do that. It's just that when he inked himself in his comics, it's more of what I was showing earlier.
Yeah.
This Alcala keeps Buscema's style. You can still tell that he drew it, but man, he adds so much depth and contrast with his inks and detail. Look at that sky. Look at the lines in those sky.
Well, you definitely...
It's almost Bernie Wrightston-ish.
Yeah, a little bit. It really is, and you get the illusion. He really is using the illusion that it's not even two-dimensional. Stuff pops out. Like, look at this shield and look at these guys, and then him back here. It adds the layers and the depth and the dimension to it.
Yeah.
Compared to the other one we were looking at. Wow, look at that dude right there.
This is where it gets metal. Yeah. That's so metal.
That is just...
That's so metal right there.
That is badass. Yeah. It's just a pit of decaying
bodies.
What
metal band wouldn't want that? Just put your logo right here and
and let the rest do its work.
That's so sick, though.
Yeah,
that's so good.
Oh, that's incredible. That's so good. That torch, the torches, just that light next to the wall, and then down here, it's just so proper.
Yeah.
Look at the shadow bouncing off of him and then hitting the wall.
Master of shadow.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Great action sequences. Yep. What I loved about Conan too, it's real. it's got a swashbuckling aspect to it with the sword play, you know.
Yeah.
And whether he's on a ship, you know, they'll get in a sword fight there, or in a bar, or in this case, a dungeon. It's just got such a, old school Hollywood vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know?
It really is just an epic, you know. It's an adventure. It's everything rolled up into one.
We go with these skeletons coming to life in here.
That is badass.
So good.
Dude.
Look at the dramatic lighting in this.
Yeah. It's all over the place, man.
Really good.
Yeah, really great use of lighting. And then this right here does it for me. Just rips that head off.
But it shows it in the shadow. And this is something that would be done in Creepy magazine a lot. Or Eerie too. Old EC comics would do this. It's very, very common.
You can even see the blood splatter from it. Yeah, look at that. It's just spraying out. Oh, that's so good. And then down there, you got that hand in the front. Like, I mean, that is just...
with the skin coming off of it.
Decaying bodies, just corpses reanimated. Kind of has that Clash of the Titans vibe going on, fighting skeletons.
It really does.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Look, they're fighting more of them here.
Yeah. A Night of Bones.
Just grabbing that one.
Dude. That's the stuff of nightmares, man.
This is really good because he's, you know, they're in this castle or dungeon thing. You've got kind of a down shot. Look at the shadow from the skeleton.
Yep. That's so cool. That'd be so challenging for me to try to pull off the shadow of a skeleton stretched out like that.
Really good faces right here. I'm into faces. Like,
yeah. Well, it tells the story.
It just, I really, you know, in my own work, I'll fill up pages with faces. I'm always looking at faces. Like, that's like a big, look how good that one is.
I mean, they convey the moment in the story perfectly.
You know, and besides Frazetta, because he kind of has that, I don't know if they were looking at each other's work, because I've read a little bit of Conan, and they go over his features a little bit, but it doesn't really convey this. And I love this look that Buscema has given Conan.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a very primitive look, you know.
Yeah, he's kind of got that Neanderthal vibe.
A little bit.
Yeah, because of the high cheekbones and the... If he didn't have his hair down, I bet he has like kind of a brow, like a caveman brow going on.
I love that.
Yeah.
Face.
So good. Yeah, see, in the other book, that's more the Buscema style I'm used to, is like the flat, you know.
So you've never seen Alcala's work before?
No, I've never seen that before. That's the first time ever seeing that.
I collect these because of that. I like it in general, the book. There's great stories. Of course, I haven't read all of them. I collect more than I can read. But primarily it's because of the art. But when I first started collecting Savage Sword, even back then, like I said, I got this back in 94 off the stands, and I had to rebuy it because of the cat piss incident I was telling you about earlier. But I saw a glimpse of Alcala back then, and before you could look shit up, I just kind of had to search wherever. Now with the internet, obviously you can look things up. I go back and look for specific issues that were done by this duo here. Buscema and Alcala are a combination that's just beautiful. You know, I hate to hear he wasn't really on board with it, but as an artist, I love it and I get a lot from it. Funny, the price difference in 20 years here. It's $1 in 1976 and $2.25 in 1994.
That's
so
crazy. Yeah, good old inflation.
But anyway, check them out.
Definitely.
You know, Buscema period as an artist should be celebrated more often, in my opinion. He's known and recognized. In my eyes, I still think he's not celebrated enough.
Not enough. Yeah, you don't hear about him as much as you should.
He's one of my absolute favorites. And with Alcala on inks, powerhouse, man.
Yeah.
Powerhouse.
There's no denying that.
We're going to go over more Savage Sword of Conan's with Buscema and Alcala and others.
Yeah.
And even cover some stories.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you do enjoy it, please show your support, like, and subscribe.
Yep.
See you on the next one.
Yep, later.